Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the third attempt at a really good podcast. I'm trying. Welcome to Shaman Sundays. I'm your host, Brandon Cooper. Um, Today, we're going to start the show we're going to light the sage. Now, I got some sad news earlier this week. A really good friend of mine, almost like a father figure, passed away. So, we're going to dedicate this podcast to Tony Alley. We all know that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So you're out there somewhere, brother. So we're gonna like to say Jennifer Hay in honor of him, and also we're gonna light it because Denise Pridemore is not feeling well. So we're gonna send her good healing vibes. We got a good show. We got a packed show. We've got Becky. Becky, am I your favorite from Supernatural Inc.? Come on, let's be honest. Jennifer, thank you for tuning in. We will be talking about your group here shortly. Yeah, really good show. I have a special guest, second medium, Erin Eck. We will be discussing her mediumship and paranormal experiences, and she has some things. Am I freezing?
You're froze up, Brandon.
Freezing.
What I need you to do is stop the sage and go out and come back in.
Let's see what happens.
Folks, bear with us technical difficulties that we have once in a while when we're doing live videos.
You
It
know,
never fails on a paranormal show. He'll be right back, folks. So stay tuned here. Share this out to all your friends because he's got some great guests coming on tonight. And we'll just wait around here. Hello, Irene from Belgium. Awesome. Welcome. Hey, Dina. Uh, Brandon will be right back on here in a second. Here he is. Let's see what he does now. He's got to get that, and hopefully his headset and mic will work correctly. He's been having issues with it. Once he gets on here and his camera set up, so bear with us, folks. Brandon, you have no picture. Still some technical difficulties, folks. Just stay tuned. We thank everybody in the chat room for joining tonight. I think the problem was he had two cameras running. Still no picture, Brandon.
I think I should be coming up.
You're not. No picture.
Nope. All right.
There you are.
Hey, welcome to live podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, and I can hear you. Yep. And I see our guest. So, okay. Hello, everybody. So we're back. Hey, we talk paranormal. Stuff happens. Love it. So we have a great show. We talked about Erin Eck. We also have KT Stafford, who will probably be late to her own funeral, but we'll just keep that to ourselves. Oh, no, she's doing something. They're doing something with Ghost of Devil's Perch. She will be on later. A couple of announcements. I had a lady, Deanna, reached out to me after our last show and wants me to tell you about an event in downtown Middleton, Ohio that they're putting on. It is called Taking Back Lives, Hell Raised for the Homeless, Spotlight on Addiction and Mental Health Awareness. This seems like a pretty cool event they got going on. There's going to be food trucks. There's a band that has formed with like former members of White Snake and Iron Butterfly. That sounds kind of right up my alley. Um, she is coming out of pocket with all this. So if you're in the Middletown area, please go out and support her. And the dates are on this piece of paper somewhere that I'm looking for. Lisa, hello. Um, did she forget to put the dates? You know what? Dates to come. We'll figure this out. So I will come back to that. Thank you so much. Ah, good. So October 22nd, Middletown. Go out there. I wish I could make it, but I'm not going to be able to. So you guys rock out for me and eat food truck, like fried food, because I'm on a diet. So eat lots of fried food and just tell me about it. Or eat cake. Cake. Please eat cake and tell me about it. Oh. So I think that's going to be a cool event. And it's a great cause. Just quick side note, at one point in time, I was a homeless veteran. And I suffered from alcoholism. And through the help of kind people, I was able to work my way up and am now completely sober. Have been for a while. And, it's a great thing. Because if it wasn't for people like Deanna doing stuff like this, we'd lose a lot more people. And it's a subject near dear to my heart. Let's move on to some paranormal. So this weekend, the world's largest ghost hunt will be going on. And my wife and I have been invited to investigate with a paranormal team here out of South Carolina. It is Raven and I don't want to get this wrong, Jennifer. I don't want to get this wrong. Okay, yep. Raven Investigations of the Paranormal is the team name. She is a team out of, I believe, Myrtle Beach. They have a combined experience. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer is the founder and chairman of Raven. So she has graciously invited us to come out and do an investigation with her of a local place. It's the Pickens County Museum of Art and History. I've always wanted to get out there and investigate this place, and now I'm going to be able to meet some new people who also believe in para-unity and not putting other teams down, which I have seen. So it's going to be a great experience. My wife and I are super excited, looking forward to it. We'll be bringing some of the Supernatural Ink equipment, and I think I told Jennifer, but I'm going to put it out there. We've also got a piece of equipment that I'm bringing that's a prototype that no other team, including me, has gotten to use yet. So they will be the first team to use it. So it should be an awesome time. Jennifer, if you could tell us where you're going to live stream, if you could put it in the chat, and we'll put that up. We will do that as soon as you get it. Let me go through some comments here real quick before we get to our guests. I gotta go back and make sure Becky said that I was her favorite. Nope, I'm one of your favorites, Becky. We gotta do better than that. I love cake too, Irene. Oh, I love cake. People are making me hungry. I made myself hungry. Without further ado, let's welcome our guest, psychic medium Erin Eck. We'll be live streaming throughout the weekend on our YouTube channel. Jennifer, I will make sure to put that up here in just a minute. And let's bring Erin.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Sorry if you
Thank
hear
you.
all the animals outside. I have to be outside tonight.
I don't blame you. I would be out.
It's a
I
nice
would be
night.
outside, but I'm stuck in a small studio. So it's actually really just my desk with a green screen behind me. But
Hey, it looks cool.
it's the magic of podcasting.
I know.
So, so let's start out. Tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do. And
So, I do weird stuff. Obviously, I'm weird.
don't we all?
That's why I have my friends.
That's right.
Um, right. So, I am a psychic medium. I was born this way. Kind of went my whole life not really understanding it, not knowing it. It wasn't really something that we talked about in my house. Um, and then when I got older, my I felt a need to figure myself out more. I wanted to find who I was. Um, I thought I was going crazy. Go figure. I have a degree in psychology. So analyzing myself, I thought, oh my gosh, you are nuts. And it wasn't until my son, who's now 13, but at the time he was like 6 or 7, he started showing the same things. And I never spoke to him about any of this stuff. I kept it very quiet. And he would come to me terrified. And I didn't know how to help him. And so the only way that I could figure out to help him was to know how to help me first. So I started doing classes to be able to rein it in, because it's like Pandora's box. It's just
Right.
everywhere
Right.
and you
Right.
don't know how to control it. So I did some classes to learn how to control it. And from there, I never had any intention on doing gallery readings, private readings. My intention was to learn about myself so I could help my son and make him understand more of what our family goes through. It was then I found out that my dad can do this, my grandmother did this, so on and so forth. Since then, I've kind of paved the way that my dad, he does not practice this stuff. If somebody asks him about it, he says, "Go see my daughter," but
Right.
he
Yeah.
he doesn't do it. But he at least is more open to the idea of it being around in his life and being more accepting of it. So that's pretty much like how I started with all of this, and wanted to really help people. Saw that this isn't a gift, or that this is a gift, not a curse, and really saw how much I could help historical locations, investigators, and people out in the public.
I see that. That's awesome. Starting out just to help your son. You
Yeah,
know that,
that's
and that's such an honest place to start from. I
mm-hmm.
think that's really good, and I'm glad your dad just sends them to you. Yeah.
Right. It was a
Uh,
whole thing when I came out in public. I was telling him, I said, Dad, I had a conversation. I literally have had about his abilities conversations maybe like 3 times ever. And I get most of this info from my mom. My mom tells me what my dad does. But I remember telling him, Dad, you realize with me coming out now in public that it's going to be asked, and I'm going to, say it's my dad. I don't know what to do. And he just told me, he said, Erin, I've told you from the time you were little, you always be honest. You always be honest. And that is an honest answer. And he said, and if they come to me about this, then I'm going to say, here's my daughter's name and number. You can message her. And that's what they do. They message me.
well, yeah, hey, business is good that way.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I have a similar thing in my family, and that they kept it quiet, but I've seen my dad do stuff when I was growing up. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but now that I'm doing
Oh,
more
yeah.
with paranormal stuff, they're like, we'll send you pictures or something, but leave us out of it. I'm like, no, it's got to come from somewhere.
Right.
Oh, so you mentioned gallery readings.
Mm-hmm.
How have you gotten into how did you transition from just trying to help your son to
Right.
learning to rein it into doing gallery readings?
Well, really, it started last year with the Fall into the Supernatural event that we do every year. Uh, it I wanted to help the historical location, Ray County Museum. The funding is hard, and I wanted to try to figure out a way that I could help them keep their doors open, because they don't charge. Kids can come in there and look at all sorts of things. Um, I wanted to figure out how I could help with funding, and so I started doing gallery readings the at the museum here and there, and I did it by donation to the museum, because I want people to be able to afford to go to these things. People should not have to pay an arm and a leg to talk to their
Right.
loved ones. And I was running donations to that, and also learning how to do a gallery reading, because I was going to do one with my friend and my mentor, Jessica Potter. So I wanted to kind of do both, and then from there, it just kind of, I really enjoyed the gallery, the energy that you feel from it, and you get, it's very I don't know how to explain it. You feel so buzzy, and it just feels so good to help so many people at one time.
Right. And you mentioned Jessica, by the way. I talked to her on the phone earlier this week. She told me to tell you hello, and she was excited that you were coming on the show. There. Jessica, if you're listening, I did it.
I love her. There.
Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, so, and that was obviously a segue into gallery readings. You have a gallery reading coming up, don't you?
I do. This weekend at our Fall into the Supernatural event. Me and Jessica again this year are doing a gallery reading together. We're also speaking together, and it's going to be I'm really excited, because last year's gallery went amazing. Her and I, our energy just flowed, and it just was bouncing off each other. It was great. So yeah, this weekend we have that going on, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that is, I really wish I could have made it, but
I know. You'll have to come next year.
You know what? We'll put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
And you're also raising money for a good nonprofit called Focus Marine Foundation.
Yes, we are, which helps veterans with mental health and providing them with that.
Yes, it does. I happen to be a graduate of Focus Marine Foundation. And it is a very, very, I was going to wear my shirt, but it's red and it clashes with the background, whatever. But it's a really, really, really good foundation. Do you happen to know how the two got attached?
How I think it was how we came about with Focus.
Yeah.
It was really word of mouth. We heard from Katie about it, and we were just like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. That is needed. I know, just with working in psychology and stuff like that, I have a huge heart for veterans. I've got a long line of veterans in my family, and mental health is so important. It is so important. And when people who have seen and been through things that we can't comprehend, how do we expect them to be able to just go off into the world like nothing happened? They can't. And when it's so difficult for a civilian to go and get help and counseling and see psychologists, I can't imagine how difficult it is for somebody struggling the way that they do and have served our country to get the help, and sometimes even the shame that's sometimes attached with it. It's sad. So I'm so glad to see that there was a group out there standing up for these people who need it more than we could ever imagine.
Yeah, and it's so great. I've been in contact with their board of directors and their CEO. I stay kind of close with them, and they were kind of excited and asking all kind of questions. I'm like, I'm not going to be there but I told them to come see you and
Yeah.
introduce themselves. So
Oh,
it
I
should be.
love that. I want to
And
do more stuff with them.
oh yeah, I mean they're just awesome. I do want to give a quick shout out to Angel Wings. She says she is watching from Australia, first time watching.
Nice.
So kind of curious, since it's down under, do you watch us like upside down, or how's that work? Anyway, dumb joke. I think I might have one more question, and then we're just gonna get free form it, and we're just gonna chat.
Sounds good.
Um, where can people get tickets for your gallery reading?
So for my gallery reading, you can find those tickets. Those are separate purchase tickets because Jessica and I are separately donating funds. So you can find those on my psychic medium Erin Eck page. You can also find that on Jessica Potter Intuitive Medium page. Also, we have a Facebook page that is Fall into the Supernatural. You can find that there. We've kind of spread it out all over the place. Uh, there's also our Blondes and Booze Paranormal podcast. You can find it on there as well. We're wanting to make sure we get it out there, so people can get their tickets and help support this foundation and get the word out.
Well, that's awesome that you're going to donate. There's only one thing valuable in this life, and that's our time. And for
Hmm.
you to just be able to give your time is, especially to a organization that's so near and dear to me. It's wonderful. So thank you.
You're so welcome. It's my pleasure. My pleasure. It's an amazing cause, and I think that when we have gifts like this, that we can help people. The more people that we can help, the better. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I go and give everybody in the world a reading. It has nothing to do with that. It's about doing something for the good of people and then using that to do more good. It's just gotta help each other out. It's been a really rough few years, and we need some positivity, and we all need a leg up.
Exactly. Especially with coming out of 2 years of fear and turmoil, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's yeah, any positivity we can push back into the universe is great.
Yep.
Um, so I met you for the first time at the villa, I believe.
Mhm.
Did I freeze up again?
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you're pros again. He's having internet problems tonight, Aaron.
Oh, that's fine. I live out in the country, and I have internet problems
So
all the time.
you live down around Lexington?
No, I actually live just right outside of about 35 minutes out of Kansas City, so out in Kearney, over by Kearney, Missouri. It's called Holt.
Right. I live in Gallatin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you know when you're living out in
I
the
was in
sticks.
the first year at the big ranch down there.
Were
I went.
you?
Yeah.
Awesome. You
So,
enjoyed yourself?
oh yeah, we had a great time and
All
stuff.
sorts of great people. It's just such a fun event because you get to just meet so many people from so many different walks of life.
Right. Well, you get to meet so many different people. You get to meet so many different paranormal teams
Right.
and everything, and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah, folks, Brandon's having issues. Okay, here he comes again. We'll see if he's got it this time and stuff. But no, folks, go check it out. If you're in the Kansas City area, this is
Mhm.
a great place to go and meet a lot of paranormal people. They've got investigations that they're going to be going on,
Mhm.
besides the readings and everything, and it's for a good cause.
Yep. It's just a wonderful time.
It is. So now, are you on a paranormal team or?
I'm currently not on a paranormal team. I work with paranormal teams as a psychic medium, working with them. I've really been focusing more on working with my mediumship and helping people and helping clients through paranormal teams. It's just worked out easier that way right now.
Can you hear us, Brandon?
I'm coming.
I know he can't hear us yet.
I got nothing. I don't
You
know.
got nothing,
I don't know what's going on over here.
but you can hear us, right?
No, I mean, I'm back. We're live. We're live and in
Okay.
charge. Thank you,
Okay.
by the way, Carl. You're awesome, and you're a great human being, and you're a scholar. So, Erin, what was I
Yeah.
saying? Oh yeah, the villa was, I
Yes.
think, the first time we met. Now,
It,
my experience there was that was a super crazy place.
it was.
What did you
Yes.
get to experience? Because I was so busy running around, I didn't really get a chance to talk and share stories. So, how did that go for
Right.
you?
It went really good. We heard just a lot of just different things. I got touched a couple times. Um and I'm I investigate, and yeah, I see dead people, but when I get touched, I kind of I squeak real loud. And so I got touched a couple times. And I could feel the energy moving through and moving around in that building. My son, who was with me, um, and my dearest friend Mark, who was with me, he we were working with equipment, and we were getting responses with the equipment. Like, we would just be asking things and it would be responding immediately. So that was really fun to see that and to get that validation, um, and stuff. But it was definitely, I heard a lot of different things and saw some doors open up and close, and
Oh yeah,
I, it was pretty crazy.
my wife and I we ended up we spent the night in the master bedroom there
Hmm.
just so we didn't have to drive an hour back and back and forth and all night long it sounded like a parade marching up and down that main hallway on the second floor.
Hmm.
It was just always something.
Yeah,
So
I can only imagine when it's quiet and people are still. It's it would be very, very busy in there with
oh
activity.
oh yeah, I couldn't sleep and
Yeah.
I'm heavily medicated for through the VA. Thank you, VA. Hey, I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't sleep through that. What's the creepiest thing you ever experienced? You know what, Erin? I'll let you take that question first. What's the creepiest thing you ever experienced? Thank you, Angel Wings, for that question.
The creepiest thing. Um, well, as an investigator, uh, the creepiest thing would be when um, I was doing the Essex method where they put the blindfold on and stuff, and my teammate Mark, who is my friend, he said, "Oh, if you're here, touch Erin's hand." And instantly something, I mean, of course I couldn't hear him, and something touched my hand and I went, ah, so after I flung the blindfold off and the earphones, and he said, "Ooh, I am so sorry, I told it to touch your hand," I was like, yeah, that was
Yeah,
creepy that it just, it responded in that way. For me, that was just, I don't like getting touched. So so
right.
that was creepy for me.
I guess what would be the creepiest thing for me? Probably be the creepiest so far would be at oh god, I'm having a blank moment. I have traumatic brain injury, so sometimes my brain goes, oh, Pythian Castle. There we go.
Mm,
Uh, I had an experience down, and for all of y'all watching, if you don't know the Pythian Castle or haven't been there, please Google
that
it. If you,
one's the, yeah.
that's that's a crazy place. But I was in the interrogation room, the one with the chair, not the one without the chair, if that
Yes.
makes sense. And I had my dowsing rods out, and they were going crazy. And next thing I know, I get kind of pushed over, and I don't get pushed very often.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like an onslaught down there, and you could feel like all the years of, and I'm sure it was torment in those interrogation rooms.
Yeah.
And they said they had
Mm-hmm.
German, Japanese, Italian
Right.
POWs. So that was,
Yeah. I've heard some crazy EVPs from that room before, where they're talking in German and they're talking about the person who was in the chair sitting there, asking questions. And those EVPs were, they were class A. They were extremely clear. And once you figured out it was German, some of
right.
it, that was even creepier.
Yeah, I mean, that whole place
Yeah.
is insane. I don't know how they live there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't.
No.
I mean, more power to them, but
Right.
or how the dogs stay quiet. How are they not barking at spirits constantly?
Oh yeah, because that whole building, the entire building's haunted. The whole
Yeah,
thing.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's a creepy one,
oh,
definitely.
but I would still have. That's probably my creepiest. But I'm still gonna. I'm gonna ask you the same question. But my favorite place was the McAteer Villa.
That was a fun one. It definitely was. It was a really good time. It was real in a beautiful location, just a
Oh yeah,
beautiful home. Oh my
and,
gosh, it was just beautiful.
and all the history, like Amelia Earhart's childhood homes down the road, and
Right,
then you got the Sally House down the road.
right. That whole
So
town is just very active, regardless. So
yeah.
the
But
whole place is.
that's kind of, but it's kind of top on my list. After everybody left, it was me, Jessica, Stephanie, the owner, my
Uh-huh.
wife. We all went to the library, and we were just did a burst EVP session, and shadow people were in that library. Like
Mhm.
the books were moving, doors were opening and closing.
Yeah.
Uh, we got great EVPs that were not exactly friendly towards Jessica.
Yeah.
So it was, yeah, that place is crazy.
It's yeah, that is a very, very cool place. Very cool place. I have to say my favorite location so far has to actually be Ray County Museum. I love that place so much. Um, and that's where we're doing investigating this weekend. We're selling tickets to investigate that place. Um,
And
that's probably my favorite.
how do you get the tickets for the investigation portion?
Uh, from the same sites that I mentioned before that mine and Jessica's uh, Eventbrite is on. So you can go to the Fall into the Supernatural Eventbrite, and there are tickets where you can purchase a whole weekend pass, or you can purchase individual passes. We're also doing a Bigfoot hunt out there, and just everything for anybody who's interested in all of this stuff.
Well, and now that you mentioned Bigfoot, where are you on the whole cryptid? Specifically Bigfoot. Let's go with that.
Bigfoot. Well, considering I grew up, I'm born and raised in Washington State.
Oh
I
well,
moved
okay.
here. Yeah, I moved here about now 7 years ago. I've never personally seen a Bigfoot. I've never had a Bigfoot experience. It's kind of something that everybody talks about out there. Um, I think that a lot of the people that I have talked to about cryptid experiences, they have seen something. They saw something. Um, and I do not like discounting anybody who has seen or had an experience like that. And especially when you see the trauma and the fear in someone's eyes when they recount the story.
Right.
I know that they had seen something, and I'm open to there being possibilities to anything. I it would be very hypocritical for me to say that something doesn't exist because I haven't seen it.
Right.
You know, that's where I fall into it. And so I'm very interested in learning about it. I'm very interested talking to people about it. And, maybe one day I'll see something and then I'll be able to speak more about it, and have an experience myself.
But do you really want to see it?
No, no.
Okay,
I'll
see,
probably
yeah,
run.
that's yeah, right.
I'll see it in like where I see it and then I run away and I get in my car and
And
I run my little happy butt back to my house.
right. I'm kind of, so we have them too, and I'm part of the Eastern Band Cherokee Nation, and so
Mhm.
we have those stories throughout.
Mhm.
And so even here in South Carolina, we call him the Hairy Man. He's
Mhm.
everywhere, and I don't I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick to my apartment. I think when it comes to
Right. Right.
that. But and I was watching. I can't remember which. Hello, Jim. How are you, sir? I can't remember which. It was one of the shock docs on Discovery Plus about Bigfoot,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the guy put it really good, talking about eyewitnesses. Well, you put them through the test. Are they a liar?
Mhm.
You ask somebody that knows them. Well, are they a liar or are they crazy? Well, no
Mhm.
and no. Okay, so why would you doubt them? And
Right.
and that's kind of how I haven't seen it, but you can see the terror in some of these people,
Right. Yep.
and that's just not, especially some of these guys that, like, with the beards, and they go hunting all the time and they're out in the
Right.
woods, and like nothing would scare these guys. And
Right.
then yeah, they recount and they're just terrified. So
Right. And that's where I say they saw something. Now, what is it? None of us know yet because they're still trying to figure out what the heck it is. So, I mean, it doesn't have a name, but they saw something,
oh yeah,
and we're trying to
yep.
figure it out. And I say just discounting so many people, you know, that's kind of hard to do. And so I don't think it's right to do. I don't want people telling me I'm full of it, if
Right.
I understand, but I just I think we need to give people a little more benefit of the doubt and also open up our world a little bit bigger sometimes because it's not as small as we all think it is. I know I with feeling energy and working with energy and believing also that the world is all alive. Everything is alive, and I think people need to open their world a little bit more to all of that.
I agree. And being a shaman,
Mhm.
that's what I go off of. Everything animate and inanimate has energy or a
Mhm.
spirit,
Mhm.
uh, and that goes into vibrations.
Mhm.
Like everything vibrates, and you can't, like, scientifically, you can't deny that. Like a crystal
Right.
vibrates at high frequency. It's proven.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
who are we to think that we're the top, we're the best?
Right.
No, no, no. We are great. I like being a human,
Right.
but we're not the only things lurking in the woods.
Right.
Uh,
I
but
completely agree with you on that. My grandfather was he was a park ranger for state parks and stuff and traveled all over the country. And I remember when I was little, I asked him if there was Bigfoot, and his response was, "Is the woods are really, really big, and if we can't always find a bear that's died of natural causes, because that's
right,
generally they don't do that. If you find a bear, it's generally been poached or killed or something."
right.
Um, he said, then who's to say that there isn't something out there? So I mean, he never told me whether or not he'd seen anything. His response was just, the woods are this place is big, and if things want to hide, they can hide.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
So
most of I've talked to some park rangers too whenever I go hiking or whatever, and that's the general consensus. Nobody's going to confirm nor deny,
right.
but you usually get that blanket. Well, it's pretty big out there,
Right.
but you can tell by the look in their eyes. They're like, yeah, I think there's something. But
Right.
yeah, yeah. But they don't want to. They don't. I get it, but
Right. They don't want to be the
Uh,
one to say anything.
right? Yeah, exactly. Because then you could just go back and you could have a dumb podcast and be like, "Hey, Ranger such and such said." I would be that guy. I
Right?
just so
Call them
yeah,
out. Call them
I
out on that
would.
red carpet.
Hey, come on, let's talk. But
Right.
um, well, it's also sort of okay since we're sort of on cryptids, and I don't know where this guy falls, but skinwalkers.
Hmm.
What? How do you feel? What are your thoughts?
I I don't know. I don't know about skinwalkers a whole lot. More of in the sense of that I just don't know. Now I'm still like venturing into a lot of that stuff. I know that with Native American people really like believe in that as very very much. Um I have a huge respect for their culture and their belief system. So I feel like if they're saying that there's something like that out there, they have seen something because their stories have gone through so many generations of
Hmm.
people, and yet there's still being documented accounts of that there has to be something.
Yeah, I agree. Angel Wings asked, "What are they?" Skinwalkers are basically supposedly Native Americans that did black magic and were able to transform themselves into animals or shapeshift.
Hmm.
So there's your sort of baseline. I don't know if you guys have them out in Australia, but Angel, if you do, run away. Well, everything's trying to kill you guys out there in Australia. So I mean, like literally, how do you live there? Everything tries to kill you guys. It's crazy.
Tiny things, tiny bugs.
Like yeah, little bitty
Tiny
things.
bugs can kill you.
Oh, I don't. I mean, it's beautiful, but I'm not. I'll fly over maybe. I'm not. No, not happening. um. So I was talking to Katie, and she said that you guys, and I'll expand more whenever she comes on, but said you guys had an experience at the Shawnee Indian Mission.
Yes, we had several experiences there. I went with her to go help their team out when they were doing an event, and her and I just kind of that was the first time I really got to investigate with Katie before, and we had so much fun. We had a lot of different experiences, so I'll have to find out which one in particular she's talking about. Um, it was really it was that's a cool place. That is a cool place, and she's so full of information. I just was in awe of listening.
Oh, that's why I love being on their team. If it comes to history and whatever,
Hmm.
she jumps into it. She's all over it,
Oh yeah.
and I'm frozen again.
You're frozen in dragon, Brandon. We'll
Yeah.
see what he gets here. His internet tonight is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's having a rough time.
Yeah, but yeah, you're that close. We'll have to get you up here.
Yeah,
I founded CC Paranormal Team up here in Davie and Caldwell County, and we have a
I would love
cemetery.
it.
We're supposed to get KD and Katie up here to investigate it because we've even had the sheriff's department tell us they seen soldiers on horseback and Indians out there.
Yeah,
And
I would love to go out there anytime.
right, and we have all the rights to it because my great great grandfather started this cemetery.
Oh,
Yeah,
see?
we researched it back after the other people decided to quit taking care of it. Me and my pastor
Mhm.
took over taking care of it. And then my grandfather's brother is my pastor's great 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 uncle. That was
Okay.
funny to find that out
And so you
in
didn't know that until you kind of were like doing your research and you're like, "Oh my
no,
gosh.
no, we didn't know any of that.
Wow, that's crazy."
And then up there where we're at, we're in the middle of the Mormon war country.
Mm-hmm.
We're 3 miles away from the Hans Mill massacre.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So we got that. And then if you remember the Dimmel brothers getting murdered,
Mm-hmm.
we're 3 miles away from where they were murdered at.
Wow. So you're kind of in this, it's definitely in the center of just a lot of activity around it. I mean, it moves through the soil, in my opinion. So it's
Right.
a hotbed, I'm sure.
I'll get a hold of you sometime and get you up there.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. I would love it.
Brandon, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what's
Okay. He's back.
Yep. Thank you. I get my first high profile guest, and look what happens. I'm blaming you, Erin.
It might be.
Yeah, it's the abilities coming through the Wi-Fi. So sorry about that.
Oh, it's good.
That's why I'm so glad I have Carl in my corner. He's a great guy.
He's awesome.
So let's see, Shawnee Indy mentioned. Yeah, so she was talking about something about y'all were on the back porch and you validated a ghost box experience or something.
Oh, I'm sure I probably did. Sometimes when I'm working, she has to remind me of stuff, because when I'm working in my brain that way, I'm spewing it all out, and I don't always remember what I'm saying. If that sounds weird, I mean,
no.
do. So I'm just talking, and I'm just talking very, very fast sometimes, because I'm trying to get the info out faster than sometimes my mouth will go. So,
I get it.
yeah, so there probably was several things. I know we had a lot of experiences out there, period. And I know that there was several things I did validate out there. It was a pretty cool place.
There was a video that I was supposed to play, but I couldn't find it, and Katie didn't send it. But apparently it was the two of y'all investigating at Shawnee Indian Mission.
Oh, fun.
So I'd love to have you on again at some point, and we'll play that video. But
oh yeah, anytime.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
Shoot, what is everybody on the chat? What does anybody want to talk about? Can I put it out there?
Send questions. One place to watch for the world's largest ghost hunt live will be paranormalwarehouse.com for all your paranormal needs. I just felt like making a commercial out of that. I'm ready for some.
She needs to investigate.
Well, come on, Becky.
Right. There's lots of places. Gotta find them. Talk to people. That's why you get on those groups. And then you meet other people, or you go to events and you meet people, like-minded people, and then you don't have to be on a team to investigate, not at all. You can meet people and go from there.
That's why I think Paracons are great.
Yes, they are.
And I'm super excited. We're having a Paracon down here in South Carolina, I believe in October, and it's the first Paracon that I've heard of that's down here. So I'm super excited. Let's see, Deanna, Erin, does your son still have experiences, and how's he doing with it?
Yes, he does still have experiences. Honestly, he's probably going to be better than I am. He's very gifted. How he's doing with it, he's doing very good. I think once he realized he wasn't crazy, and that he wasn't alone, that really helped. And I think just kind of embracing it and saying, okay, you're going to come with me and we're going to do this stuff. Right. Now, do I put him out there and have him do like full blown mediumship and stuff like that? No, I think kids need to be kids still at the end of the day. I don't want him seeing too much trauma. But with him, he is so he's so gifted that I have to give him a little bit, like any kid, any teenage kid. He's 13. I have to give him some leeway. Otherwise, he would do it himself, and then he could get hurt. So I work with him a lot on that stuff. Jessica's worked with him a lot, and he's doing really good with it. You know, he knows that he can come to me. There's been times where he'll come and knock on my door still and be like, Mom, there's stuff in my room and it's not listening to me. And I have to go in there and show him how to stand up and be very firm, because I mean, we get stuff that comes into the house because you've got two sensitives living in the house. And then also our house does have residual activity in it anyways. So you got kind of both going on. So it makes it difficult for him that way, but he's doing very well with it. And he's actually starting to learn how to he's very artistic. He's an amazing painter, and he's starting to do more intuitive paintings. So working with people and doing it that way. So he's spreading himself out to figure out different ways and how his abilities work, because they're not exactly like mine. So he's working with that. So, but thank you for asking. He's doing very well. He's an amazing kid. I love that kid to pieces. He's amazing.
And it looks like our favorite parahistorian has joined us. So let's bring Katie Stafford on.
Hey guys.
Katie!
What up, sis?
What's up, brother? You know, you're the only one that calls me, other than people with the Historical Society. You call me the parahistorian, and I can appreciate that. So very humbled.
Well,
to
it's
have
true.
True.
See, yeah, thank you. So Erin and I were talking, and you were telling me about that the experience the two y'all had at Shawnee Indian Mission.
Yes.
And I couldn't remember which one
So
it was.
remind me of that. Yeah, remind me of that. What was that again? Because we had so much go on there.
Yeah, we absolutely did. So I remember one particular thing that really again, and it's been how many years? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been like 4 or 5.
Right. So Erin and myself was in the north building. There's 3 buildings. Hey, Anna. I'm sorry. I miss you.
She was hiding behind the green screen. I'm like, come on, say hello.
Well, she should hear this story, because me and Erin, so we were in the north building, and the team would always put me in the north building, and we would always invite other teams to come help us investigate the Shawnee Indian Mission, because it's such a large location. And so I would set up DVR systems and have like people call it base camp or observation area, so people can watch on the screen. And it's a lot of work to set up all those cameras. So, you know, I had like 18 cameras to set up with the DVR system, with the TVs and stuff like that. And long story short, one of the guests was using the dowsing rods, you know, a form of divination. And I had noticed that she was like do you remember, she was kind of like in this weird like zone thing. And all of a sudden Erin was holding the SLS cam, and you know, people are kind of iffy about the SLS cam, but it does work. And when you get results from it, it's mind-boggling, because there was a figure manipulating those dowsing rods. And the the cool thing about it is I was live on Facebook. So it's not just my word or Erin's word. It's there on our Facebook page. And you can actually see this entity moving the dowsing rods. And I messed up by saying, hey, you know, there's a spirit moving those dowsing rods. And she kind of snapped out of whatever she was in.
Right.
So what do you think she was like in? Would we call it a trance, or was she like in tune with the
I,
surrounding? Like,
yeah, I almost say it was like a form of channeling in a sense. You
oh,
know, she's
yeah,
using that divination tool to connect, and that connection is now there, and
yeah,
so she's opening herself up. And with when you're opening yourself up like that and you have that connection going, you can kind of almost be in a trance, relaxed state. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a you know
I,
form
I,
of that.
yeah, I totally agree because, um, oh yeah.
Brandon will be back in a second. He froze up again. Hello, Katie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Great, great. I'm glad that you're helping. We
Oh,
we
yeah.
appreciate it.
Oh, that's no problem. But you girls keep talking. I'll see what is wrong with him on his end down there. So
He he, he
he's
probably
had
needs
problems
Tylenol or
tonight, left and right. So you two girls keep talking.
all right. So, Erin, did Brandon happen to ask? Because I even had this wanted to know this question too. Like, when we were like, just for me to experience and see your abilities,
Mhm.
and for your abilities being confirmed through technology,
Yeah.
and also through old methods,
Mhm.
um, was very profound to me. Um,
Yeah.
so, what got you started into like wanting to do like gallery readings? Is that like your main thing that you do, or you kind of are a jack of all trades? Like,
Right. I
because
do the galleries, but I think my main thing that I love to do is one, either give people individual readings, more so because I love to see people have that. Uh, I love to see them in that grief process finally understand or believe that they're not alone, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
that they finally can get that confirmation and maybe just have peace a little bit, you know. And then I really like working with paranormal teams, doing walkthroughs and understanding the ghosts and stuff that are in these homes, in these buildings, because I think that it's important to give these ghosts a voice, and not all of us can give them a voice, and when we can give them a voice and it can be confirmed on equipment too,
yeah.
I think that that's really amazing. So I think that that's really where my passions are, is helping people and helping the spirits of locations, whether that's homes or buildings, have a voice.
Yeah, and I like how you're open to even using modern
Hmm.
research methods.
Oh
But
yeah.
also, I have encountered. I don't know if you know Dina Rowe.
Yeah, Cena.
So
Yeah.
Dina Rowe and myself, we found that Bible that had burned down in the house at Shoal
Hmm.
Creek that got struck by lightning. And so what I did, I call it standing with spirit. And
Hmm.
because no piece of equipment could help us find this Bible. And the previous weekend, we were using thermal imaging, and just the Bible itself was the most hottest item in that living
That,
room.
wow.
Yeah. But then that following weekend, it got struck by lightning. And so the, Clay County Fire Department took a picture of the home while it was on fire because there's nothing
Hmm.
they can do but let it burn
Yeah.
out. And so when you look into the picture that wasn't even taken by a researcher, it was taken by a firefighter, um, you see entities in this picture.
I think
And
I've seen that picture too, and it's very like it's it's sad and creepy. Sad and creepy.
it really is. And so we, I recorded the whole thing, and we were out there for hours, and some of the glass was still a little hot even as we're looking through all the home. So Dina, I was like, Dina, let's try one more method. Okay, the modern technology is not helping. Uh, Different forms of divination is not guiding us to this, because I felt like something maybe was trying to block us. But we were like determined to find this Bible for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason was. We were like obsessing. Okay. So, anyways, so I did what I call standing with spirit. It is a method that has been used for thousands of years. They use it like in Turkey, but the Native Americans also use it, and um, I believe they have perfected this method, and a lot of people do this form of divination, but it is also a form of channeling. So basically, what you do is you stand, and it really helps when you have someone else focused on the same thing that you're focused on. So Dina's energy focused on. I'm like, look, this is our. That's correct, Angel. It was a mission, and um, you know, the way I did it was, I was like, just let me try one more method. And I said, I know I gotta be careful when I do this, because you could get burned, which is odd because I was standing in a burned building. But that is how my mentor taught me, was be careful when you do that. You have to do it with a loving heart, and make sure you pray, and make sure that you're protected, and be guided with the Holy Spirit. So, I went through the whole procedure of doing all that, and Dina the same way. And I said, just need you to focus on what the Bible looks like as I stand in place, and um, just get in touch with my surroundings, get in touch with, like with the Native Americans. They would listen to the wind, to the birds. They would even start to feel the trees and the leaves. They can, I mean, I could go into depth, but long story short, it's a method where I'm being channeled to move. Well, you could do it different ways, but I was using the method of uh, pushing or pulling my body north, east, south, or west to locate this item. So it would pull me a little bit. So when you do it enough, you'll understand how much you should move. And she's over there. She's and I could just feel her just focusing on this Bible, and I'm focusing on this Bible, but I'm also in tune, um, with the guidance of the spirits and the earth, and everything that's around me. I mean, just absorbing everything. And before I knew it, I was like, it's right here. And she goes, well, we looked there. And I said, I'm pretty certain 99% it's there. She said, well, let's take a look. It doesn't hurt to look again. And so I was started moving stuff out of the way, and she started, moving ash, and it was still hot to the touch. And all of a sudden we came down to a piece of glass, like a window pan, and it was hot. And so I was determined to lift it up. So I lifted it up. As soon as I lifted it up, there was the Bible, but the glass broke and sliced my hand. And it sliced it so bad that it was pouring down my hand. And I have a recording of all of this. And Dina rips her sleeve off, right? Because she's a nurse. She's a nurse practitioner, and she wraps my hand up. And she's like, we got to get that fixed. We don't want any infection. I was like, okay, listen, I need you. You're going to have to pull it out. I can't do it. Um, Find something. So she didn't miss a beat. And let me tell you, she uh, pulled up that glass, and me and her looked at each other, and we just started crying, because
It's beautiful.
we were so overwhelmed being there for several hours, and the sun had just we got to and watch at the sun setting as it was setting while I was doing Standing with Spirit, empowered that more. And so it
Right.
just, everything kind of just aligned. It was meant to be. And that Bible is still there up there at Shoal Creek. She's
That's
trying
awesome.
to continue to preserve it. And that is the one time that I couldn't use a piece of equipment.
Right.
No equipment would help me. And
Right.
um and I was, the only thing that was helping me was my angels and my spirit
Hmm.
guides and the Holy Spirit. And sometimes, you know, it was important for us to get that out because we didn't want to wind up in the landfill.
Right. And what an emotional moment, anyways, because I mean, this beautiful historic home burnt down to the ground by a lightning strike. I mean, of all the things,
Yeah.
it was such a sad thing to just, I mean, like you said, firefighters just had to stand there and watch it go down. All of that history,
Yeah.
and the people who resided in there, all the, as in spirit wise,
Yeah. And
it was very sad.
the historical artifacts and stuff like that.
Yes. So the fact that that Bible was there and you had to rely on your your senses and rely on a higher power to guide you to that. It
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
and it was a Bible of all things, it just that's pretty special. That's
Yeah.
pretty darn special.
And just by having belief and knowing the grace that God gives us,
Mhm.
uh, I was able to do that. And um, with and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. You know,
Mhm.
not everybody's perfect, and and sometimes I can't hear uh, what is being spoken to me of God's will, and I do what I got to do, and but my guides, have you ever, like, my guides will cut me off. They're like,
Mhm.
"Hello, not today, honey." Has that ever happened with you? Or
I think that they more I think my guides will shield me from certain things because I have a tendency to ask questions that maybe I shouldn't have the answers for. And it usually has to do with my
okay?
family and my pathway to things sometimes. So I think
Oh,
that they shut me down in those aspects of stuff. They'll be like, "That sorry, you're gonna have to be normal like everybody else
that
today and not know things."
dude, dude, that makes like total sense. Like,
Mhm.
because do I don't really need to know all the answers to
Mhm.
um this. I mean, the spirit realm. Do I really need to know everything? I mean, I think there's a lot more to. I don't think I could even understand or fathom the whole entire like spirit realm thing. And I don't think
Mhm.
I would ever find 100% answers to that side until I get
Mhm.
there.
Right. Right.
So, um, but I do believe there is a spiritual warfare going on for sure. And, I feel like, people are being led into places that were normally are not led into for a
Mhm.
reason.
I agree.
So, uh,
I agree. Absolutely.
so with the fall in the supernatural, will you be doing the investigation at the Ray County Museum?
Yep, I'll be there. I will be there. It's going to
Awesome.
be fun. I'm so excited. I love that place. It's definitely got a lot of activity and I just love all the history of it. Um it's a great place. It's a great place to go even if it's not for paranormal investigating, to bring your
Exactly.
kids to learn about the county,
Yeah.
to learn about how people used to live, because every room has a different theme. And so it's a whole place to learn and to
it's
grow, because we don't know everything, and we don't, we forget, and we don't want to forget.
well, and there's so many generations of like information,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, one piece of what I learned. Well, I learned something that the train derailed in Kansas City back in like I think like 1912. So I'm like reading this newspaper article that's on the wall down like in the basement or something, and I
Mm-hmm.
was shocked. And the museum that I helped erect, well, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
It
I remember that.
it- but anyway, so, so uh, well, the Quantrill Radio Room, like,
Katie, I think you're breaking up a little bit.
let me that is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Brandon lost signal again, so maybe he'll be back on.
okay, I'm helping him out with all that stuff.
Oh,
So,
I appreciate it.
but um, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, the Ray County Museum. Well,
Uh-huh.
let me tell you that World War room.
Yes.
That main floor right there, and the stair area is
Mm-hmm.
really active. And I did a really awesome experiment, um, not last year, but the year before. And I think you would be an excellent person to do this. And it is a form of the Estes method, because
Mm-hmm.
the Estes method you and Jessica did during our May
Right.
event was phenomenal.
That was so cool. Her and I have this weird, like, I don't know what it is. Like, we can, like, connect in this way that I think
I
that's why the gallery reading was so awesome last year, and we wanted to do it again. But yeah, it would be fun to do that with her again.
so
Like there.
right. So basically, what I did with one of our guests, as I am being drawn to something bigger than myself, not for sure exactly where that is yet. I'm starting to open up to things.
Yep.
Becky, I
Okay.
told you that a long time ago on the phone.
Yep.
Uh,
It's good. Opening up, I think, just from the start, just opening up your idea to there being bigger things, not necessarily bigger than you yourself, just bigger, just out there. That's the first step. And I think that something sometimes just clicks, and you actually hear the birds. You actually feel the
yeah.
crunch of the leaves. And I
Yes,
think once you do that, you
that's right.
feel the breeze, you hear the wind rustle. Once you
Yeah.
start doing that, you realize how big everything is. How small, but how big everything is. And you will find your purpose. You will find your direction, and you'll go and you'll learn. I mean, it's all about learning. None of
It
us
is.
know it all. So once you, I think, just really get yourself centered with the fact that the earth is huge, and you have a hunger to go and learn everything you can, it's it's amazing. So I'm happy that she's, kind of said, okay, I'm ready to go. I don't know where, and who knows? You don't know always where it is. You don't. None of us know where we're gonna go, where our path is taking us.
That's right.
I'm sure all of y'all thought. I mean, I wouldn't have thought, in this many years that I'd be here. I'm sure the
Nope.
same's for you, Brandon. Like,
I
I mean,
Me either. I would
right.
never thought in a
Well,
million years either that um I'd be where just um I'm just so humbled that you know I just don't even know how any of this started. Because you know mine and well Supernatural Inc.'s techniques and research, um those are that's stuff that we do, and the things that
Hmm.
we build, that's is for us because we know what's in them.
Right.
And I don't know how people started noticing this, and I didn't know what to think about that. And because everybody has their own way of researching, and I love that. I love um, all the various techniques that researchers use, because that's um, you know, clearing up that veil for us to see through. So what works for one person may not work for another. And but don't, one thing I've noticed is, don't, if something doesn't work for you, you can always try something else, or like, for instance, being a researcher, people ask me a lot of questions. So I need to know about palmistry. I need to know about various different forms of divination. I need to know a little bit about astrology. I need to know about dreams. And so I need to know about modern technology. I need to know about ITC. It's so much tarot cards, affirmation cards, all of that, and chakras and cleansing. And I get asked all those questions. And, doing this going on 19 years, I have to go back. It's like a circle. I have to go back and, hey, how are you doing? So I have to go back and kind of not get caught up, because things change and methods change. But at the same time, I still stay to my roots of the beginning of me, like learning dreams.
Right.
That's a big deal for me. But it's a lot of studying and understanding, like an area. Did somebody put this here? Why would someone be having, it's a lot. So, and I'm not a psychic medium at all. I'm actually kinesic. I'm a behavior analyst, but I'm also, as being a historian, I'm able.
Look at Brandon shaking his head too.
Well,
we're all like, "Oh, Katie."
Sarah Lima,
Silly you.
well, Sarah Lima's asked me several times. She goes, Katie, do you know who is speaking to you? I said, yeah, the Holy Spirit. What's up? I said, my guys, I got, spirit guides talking to me, my angels, the Holy Spirit. That's who's talking to me. And, that's the direction I want to go in. And, you know, I go wherever God tells me to go. God, I'm all his, whatever he needs me to do, that's what I do.
And that is awesome. I think that's what one thing I love about you, Katie, is you're just like, you know what? I'm not going where you tell me or you tell me. I'm going where they are telling me.
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
That's one thing I love about you. It don't matter. Like, it don't matter who you are, like, person wise, like what, you won't. It's who's up there telling you what you need to do. You follow that. It's following your heart, it's following your soul. That's one thing I love about you.
And I see things in people like your son. He is a very intuitive, and he has like empathic energy.
Yeah.
And I do see auras occasionally, and I'm very humbled to be able to see that. I can't see animal auras. My daughter can, but I cannot for whatever reason, and that's okay. But your son, though, he's so observant, very observant. He's like in tune. Like, it's almost like he is channeling the environment, right? Like, maybe not necessarily the spirits, but the environment. Like, what has taken place there? What kind of feelings were there? And
he does.
And he understands it.
Yeah.
And he's not scared by it. And he can't. Sorry. I'm in out here in big truck and motorcycle country.
Yeah,
anyway.
you are. Yeah, you are.
But just to see him researching at the villa, and
Oh yeah, you what? Uh-huh.
and and even like picking up even with stones and minerals and crystals. Um, he even
Oh
knows
yeah, he
it's
brought
like,
you that one stone. I forgot. Yeah, he brought you that gift.
and I have that in my office on my desk in our shop, and
Mhm.
I adore because he is it's already it's in him intuitively. When he felt this, crystal, he felt like, I feel compassion with this crystal. I
Mhm.
feel comfort with this crystal.
Mhm.
Because when he handed it to me, it was cold, and
Mhm.
but it was in his pocket.
Mhm.
And I said, "Can't?" I was like, "Here, hold this for a minute." So he holds it with his hand, and he hands it back, and it's still cold. And I'm like, "This is very special. This is."
Mhm.
It's like he. I said, "So," and I talked to him briefly, and he explained to me how he felt when he found it. And
Mhm.
it's like, I'm not going to be like, "Huh?" It's like, that's amazing how you know that. Well, that's because it comes naturally to him.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, yes. And as long as he remains positive and true to his feelings, and I like how he doesn't second guess himself.
No, he's very sure of himself. He's so funny.
But he's also open to other people's opinions.
Mhm.
And
He's
that's
willing
good.
to learn. He's willing to
Yeah.
learn.
And I admire that. I admire
Mhm.
that about everyone when you're open to people's opinions.
Mhm.
You know, and you're not, a matter of fact, no, I'm right. No, it's good that because you are learning, you know, you might not agree with
Mhm.
that person's opinion, but that's something that is going to be back here somewhere. And you're like, well, wait a minute. That kind of goes along with what so and so said. So
Right.
um, I can appreciate that. And he's so young. And so, what he becoming this weekend is the Fall into the Supernatural. And
Mhm.
so, will you and Jessica be doing the gallery readings together again?
Yep, we're doing the double gallery reading, and
And
it's gonna be fun.
I'm going to set up my camera. I'm going to have two cameras. Unfortunately, I don't have a switchboard because I wanted to have a switchboard and sit and be able to switch in between camera angles.
Mhm.
But I don't have one of those yet.
We're working. We're always working towards something.
Yeah, because last year, Katie wanted to see, because Katie was filming
Uh
Devil's
huh.
Purse. So, not that I was going in his place, but I was there, and he just wanted to see if I was either a nervous wreck or not. But we do this all the time, and but he was just joking. But he just wanted to see how well I handle myself, and if I how accurate I was, and
Uh
because
huh.
I want him to critique me and tell me, hey,
Yeah.
because I don't want to misinform anybody. And if I don't
Right.
know something, I'm so sorry. I don't know that. But you know what? Uh, what you look it up, I look it up, and then we can form something here. You know.
Mhm.
And I think this is really, if you guys haven't gotten your tickets for Fall into the Supernatural, um, you know, get on. Can they get them at
Yeah.
the door? Can they get purchase?
I'm not sure if they can get them at the door yet. I know that you can purchase the tickets to the gallery at the door. Um, I'm sure that they probably will allow, to a degree, the ticket sales at the door, um, for the day pass, to hear the event. But it's once they're sold, they're sold. So it's hard to. We can only fit so many people in.
Yeah, and I believe last time I looked, it was not many availability left, was there?
Right. It was pretty close to sold out, at least for the VIPs it is.
That's
It's pretty
odd.
close to sold out. Yep.
And I have a little surprise Anyways, I have a surprise for everyone who does attend the Fall into the Supernatural. All of us speakers will be speaking on Saturday, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a surprise for everyone. I'll just leave it like that. I'll just leave it there. I'm giving giveaways. And I told Krista, and I was like, Krista, I'm telling you last minute because I didn't want you telling anybody. So don't tell anybody. Because I'm doing it in a tricky way. And nobody's even going to know. They're going to be like, what in the heck is she doing? So I have a couple of members, volunteers who I believe, I don't know. I think I might have like one or two that are going to help me.
Yeah.
But you'll see once I'll tell you in person because I don't want to give away what I'm.
I know, right? You gotta keep it secret. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, really awesome, informative giveaways, and there is mostly metaphysical things
Mm-hmm.
of that nature, and maybe some couple of stuff that I build. So you
I'm
guys get
excited.
new equipment. We
Uh-huh.
have developed the brainwave radio, and I believe some
Oh
people
my
have
gosh.
that.
Yeah, I had heard about that.
Yeah, but I won't be bringing that,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, because I would need someone to have used it before so
Mm-hmm.
they understand the concept of it. But it will be in my slideshow.
I'll be excited to hear about it. I heard about it, but I'd like to hear more about it. Like I'm
Yeah,
excited to like really like hear about it, you know?
yes, it is a method being used to control a ghost box with your brain waves. And it's very, very interesting. And it is a form of channeling of some
Yes.
sort. It's using a
I
lot of different theories, but
yeah.
we're 5 years ahead here with our equipment. Just to let everybody know
Mm-hmm.
that every year we'll be coming out with something very interesting. But
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm focusing and working on turning sound into light.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've been working on for about 18 months now, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm still plugging at it. I'm gonna get there
Hey, you know what?
because
That's what this all is about, you know, is we're gonna keep doing it until we get it. And then
that's right.
it'll be amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, when you do card readings, do you use mainly like tarot cards?
I use mostly Oracle, but I do have some
I
tarot also. But
I
when I
use
do my cards, I like use a little bit of everything. And when I use them, I use more of my mediumship. I use the cards like to kind of just guide, like to get the ball started. And then it's like after that, it's like I kind of use them more for what I'm intuitively feeling with them instead of um like what they're supposed to be. And Jessica kind of taught me that. That's kind of how Jessica, she was very much like, you know, you use the cards for what they mean for you.
right, right.
Everybody does them different, but I
Yeah,
like using them that way.
and that's and that's that form of being a medium to
Mhm.
where you can understand the cards like that. And
Mhm.
I can read tarot cards. I don't use tarot cards, but I know what they mean and I know how to read them.
Mhm.
But I like using oracle cards, and I don't do readings. Every once in a while, I'm like, let me pull a little card here for this person here. Let me give them
Right.
affirmation um, cards, but
Mhm.
that's not my thing. That's y'all's thing.
I like those. I
But
use those. So it's good.
yeah, I'm
Well,
really big on
Katie,
so.
what's going on up at the headquarters? What are y'all getting into up at Supernatural Link headquarters?
Okay, so we like what development.
Well, development. Do you have any sales going on right now?
So we have the microcom is 170. And the Inkbox S is KD said they were $100, but then I seen somewhere where it said $125. So I removed whatever said 100, I believe. I don't know, but the Inkbox
$200.
I said, well, the Inkbox S is a very good go-to box for any level of researcher you are, because you have you have 7 shortwave bands on there. You have adjustable sweep rate, AM, FM. You have a flashlight on it. It's rechargeable. You know, you can put batteries in it. You know, and it's something you have to become one with your box. Well, you don't have to, but anyways, I do. I like to come one with my box, but the Inkbox S definitely, yes. I absolutely. Why does it look funky?
It's because it's it's a green label.
Oh,
so it blended in with my. I did not prepare for that. So
Katie's like, "What'd you do to it?"
Well,
I became one with the box.
But we wanted to make a box that was paranormal equipment is so expensive, and so we wanted to develop a ghost box that was somewhat affordable, and by because I do marketing and all that, and the 125 for the Inkbox S. Katie, how's the laser coming along? I will be the first to purchase one of those. Oh, okay. So are you talking about?
Yeah, that's Mark. He was I don't know if it was you or Katie that was telling him about the laser with the
there we go.
with the crystal.
Oh yes. Okay. So yeah. So it's
Put it back
okay
up, Carl.
Now. They
Carl had there without missing parts.
Beautiful Miss Inkbox S. I recommend that box. I carry mine with me everywhere I go, because you can wear headphones. You can attach an effect speaker to it. It is a very good box, no matter what level researcher you are, and the price is lower than any of the other boxes on the market. Not saying you shouldn't buy any of the other boxes, because the other boxes on the market are good too. We support all. It's the same truck.
Same truck.
It's the same truck. They're like, what the hell is she doing out here this late? I'm walking to my car. Anyways, but there's a lot of really new builders out there, and Katie gives helps people who are working on things to help clear that veil a little bit. If we can and share our grace and our blessing with other people, we do, and rightfully so. I mean, like the whole
it's the modern day equivalent of our Ouija board.
Yes. Well, like the whole Taze, contacted Katie, and they're working on a brainwave type thing as well. We're also working on a lie detector thing too. It's really freaking awesome. But anyways, and Katie is like, well, that's because you need to try this, and this. But it's the coding that
right.
You have to get right. And Katie is like, okay, so get this software, this code here, and this, and see if that works. And Katie is so humble that if people are interested and have a question about something, or even if you have a question for me, I'll tell you. But I'm not going to tell y'all what we're working on, though, because hey, it might not work, and it's all theoretical, and all this stuff originally was just for our own research anyways. But something that we're already working on, and we can provide you and direct you in the right direction. we support that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I believe it's important for people to understand, you know, there's many ways. Remind me, Katie, what range does KD say the box needs to be set within? Okay, so this needs to be at the beginning of the bandwidth. So if you're using a linear box, which I believe you are, you want to start at the beginning. But now, Mike Ring, now he does really good with the original ink box on shortwave. Man, he'll put the bandwidth like in the middle. You know, that's the good thing about these boxes and researching. There is no wrong or right way. It's whatever is giving you results.
Yeah, I had a really nice original ink box, and then somebody broke it during filming of Ghost of Devil's Perch. So
Yeah,
I don't have it anymore.
Katie.
Yeah, Katie.
But he is building you another one, obviously.
Yeah.
And
we've got some cool equipment. I don't know if anybody from Raven is still listening, but we got some. You guys are sending us pretty cool equipment down for this investigation that we got this weekend.
So I developed I call it the EMF globe. So it is actually, it looks like a piece of art, but it's like a hand and it's holding a globe, and inside the globe is an EMF detector. Okay. And so I made a proto. Well, I've been, working with the board for several months. And so I was just trying to get the design down for it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this a piece of art, because some people are, they could sit it on their stand, they could turn it on and off, and it's a beautiful piece of art. Well, I think it's a beautiful piece of art, but whatever. So it's really it's like this ceramic hand, and then it has a frosted, mirrored type glass globe on it. But inside that, Katie is the only person to make me cry on an investigation with one of his boxes. Yeah.
Oh, I know which one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
oh, Mark.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, that means that's you getting that closure.
Yeah.
And we've all may have done it once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
I will run and hide, cry, because I don't cry in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon knows that. Brandon's like knows what I say about crying.
Yeah.
But you have to cry to let things out. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's about time to wrap up the broadcast.
Yes,
you know what? I had so much fun with both y'all on. Can I have both y'all on again sometime?
Anytime.
I would love it. Yes, absolutely.
And
anytime. It was good.
It was this was such a great one. One more time, let's talk about Fall into the Supernatural, September 23rd through the 25th. Big River Ranch, Lexington, Missouri.
Yep.
Tickets are on sale now. You said something sold out, as I heard as I was breaking up.
We're close to selling out on the VIP tickets. Yes.
Okay. So everybody,
we're close.
Go get VIP and sell them out.
But
does that include the investigation at the museum too?
Yes, it does. So we're very close to selling out on those, but we still have a lot of tickets for the gallery reading with Jessica Potter and I. And also we've got a lot of tickets still for the event to hear all the speakers. So not everything is sold out. You can still come and enjoy yourself and bring your kids. This is a kid-friendly environment too. It's not where my kids are going to be there. They're going to be helping out and stuff. So this is a kid-friendly environment. So bring them, let them learn and talk to some people and stuff. It's a great time.
Yeah, especially for the speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you guys got a great lineup of speakers, and I enjoy just all the speakers. And, you know, I really look forward to just hearing things they have experienced, and it's a wealth of information.
I think we lost Erin.
Uh,
That's a shame.
uh,
Well, Katie, you can help me take us out. You're going to be there too at Fallen Supernatural.
yes, I will be there, and I will be giving out free things, free items during my little. I don't know how long I'm speaking for. I can't remember. That's bad, but I got it written down somewhere. But I do have some video of equipment that we haven't posted that I will be showing. I will be explaining the Scorpion, which is the laser transmitter that I might bring that actually.
I think you should. That's a cool piece of equipment.
Yes, if I can get an entourage of volunteers to come help me, and Brandon, unfortunately,
I've already got an.
Do you need help down there, Katie?
Well, I have two people who are gonna come help me, and I gotta.
Yes, she needs help.
I might need help in other areas, but
I'm not talking about your mental health. That's a whole nother show.
Quiet.
Yeah.
I'll let you know, Crow, but yeah, you're more than welcome to come down and help, because I need to ask Krista if I'm going to have like a little booth, because we will be having equipment. We'll have Inkbox S's.
Yeah, you need somebody sitting at the booth while you're talking.
Yeah. So I'll have Inkbox S's. I will have static nodes. Brandon inspired me to go back to making those. They have been upgraded. So the upgrade to those static nodes is that on the inside, I added a tiny little antenna. And I appreciate you, Brandon, because I haven't sold static nodes in like over a year. And I'm actually revising the design of those. But actually, when I was making them the other day, I was like, this really isn't that bad. The design really, it's, I liked them. But we do have a new device coming out that it's the MAD. If nobody have seen the MAD in action, you can go to our YouTube page. It's just Supernatural Inc. Paranormal. And it's the motion anomaly detector. I'm hoping to have at least 2 of those made. Oh yeah, and you can go to our website. There should be like a link somewhere on there and take you to our YouTube page. There's a lot of things that we are working on. New equipment, not just ghost boxes, that will start to come available. Also, I will have my organites for sale. I have a couple of those out. I'm only bringing a select few of those, and they have lights in them. Normally, I will I'm working on one for motion detection. So I have a prototype. I'm working with it still. With the photo resistor and all that good stuff. So I can't promise anything on that, but I can promise that we will have some equipment, Inkbox S's for sure. Maybe a microcom, maybe 1 or 2 of those. We're working really hard, like around the clock, just developing and fulfilling orders that people who want have ordered things. And I'm just so humbled, and I can't tell you guys how humble I am to know that that this equipment helps their research. And I never thought in a million years that people would enjoy these instruments like we do. And Katie is the brain behind um, these instruments. I'm just the one that like nitpicks about the design,
Yes,
So
that is true.
I'd be like, that thing be ugly. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, Katie's got me a little bit more involved after he noticed I can solder real good. He's like, holy crap, you can solder like a boss. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, what? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Now you're working. Now you're working.
Yeah, I a lot of things. But I like
thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're my brother.
You're my sister. I miss you. I wish I could come out sooner.
It's
but,
okay. Don't worry. We have lots of plans coming up. You know that.
Yes, we do. And we have maybe a surprise in the works for the East Coast. Who knows?
And the Midwest.
And the Midwest. I mean, we got a surprise in the works for the Midwest too.
And it's never been all these places
never been done before.
That's right.
And that's how we roll.
I've got to get your box out tomorrow, so I do got to go. I got to get back to the shop and finish.
I'll call you. I'll call you when I close out.
Yeah, because I got to figure out if KD went back to the shop or if he went home,
or he has a hearse, or.
Well, stop bringing the hearse up because Miss Katie don't do drama.
Mm.
Well, Brandon knows I do drama in private.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that later. I was just as surprised as you were. So Katie, thank you so much, and I look forward to having you on as a guest again. And I will call you shortly.
Anytime. You're part of the family, you know that. And if you need anything, yeah. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you. You keep going, keep moving, keep pushing. Carl, thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. And I need Carl to send me your number through Messenger because I have my little thing set up for the podcast thingamajigger. I'm doing a morning podcast.
There you go.
But it's not anything that a lot of people will be interested in.
Well, I'll be watching.
Because you're my brother.
Well, of course. We support each other.
Yes.
And that's how we roll.
All right. Well, I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I hope you guys are enjoying Ghost of Devil's Perch. I hope you're enjoying the Shaman Hour with Brandon. He has worked really hard on this. And Carl has taken time to help him with that as well.
Yep.
Absolutely appreciate all of them. And I appreciate all of you out there who are chipping away at that veil. So you guys, everyone, just keep following your dreams, keep being positive, and keep moving. Just keep moving. Raise your vibration. Love you guys. Talk with you later.
Love you. Bye. I think we had a pretty good show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do one last thing. I will post this. This is a YouTube channel that you can watch this coming weekend. The investigation I'll be doing here in South Carolina with Raven Investigations of the Paranormal. So watch us live. You may even get to see some of our new equipment, Supernatural Inc.'s new equipment. So please keep us in your thoughts. And as always, it's not how you survive the storm. It's how you dance in the rain. Keep high vibrations. Stay positive. And I love each and every one of you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us here on Shaman Sundays. See you next Sunday.